Hello, this is your friendly neighbor Dr. Jimmy128. I'm going to be bringing to you game number 2 between Mineski Jabito and Gino, aka TanTanIX, aka member of Cube. And they had a fun discussion before this match as well. After the first match, after being raffle stomped by Jabito's Terran. Gina basically thought that with the volatility of ZVZ, he said, go ahead, use Zerg. Me and Jabito had a laugh. And here we are. It's gonna be a ZVZ on Zelnaga Caverns. Bring up the names. And alright. Now ZVZ is actually one of my favorite games to cast recently because the matchup is very volatile. Now the metagame for Zerg versus Zerg has shifted dramatically from your average macro fest, roach infester, hydralisk builds. Recently, it's been early game aggression with Zerglings and Banelings, and the Banelings can be very stressful. And let's go straight into this game. Jabito is now grabbing his extractor, looking to get gas. Really early. He may be going for a 15 gas, 15 pool. Gina now grabbing his gas and extractor as well. I'm sorry, gas and pool. Jabito just now grabbing his spawning pool. And one thing that you're gonna see a lot in Zerg vs Zerg is a lot of overlords, you know, just placed in between the warpath, which I like to call it, because this is the direct path. Sorry if you guys are getting dizzy. That's the direct. If you look here, this is the direct path that the armies would travel to get from one base to the other. So you're gonna see a lot of overlords positioned here in the middle, so that to give because basically in ZVZ no one gets hydras into the mid game, so might as well have those overlords there so that you can spot when your opponent is gonna be moving out to the Zerglings, if he has Banelings, or if he has speed, or if he's even on the way to your base. Looks like these two drones now are gonna have at it. Looks like TanTanIX is gonna grab his expansion. No, I'm sorry, Jabito looking to grab his expansion. But TanTanIX is just trying to prevent that from happening. However, his drone is in the deep red. Will this drone go down? He decides to. These Zerglings will take care of that, no problem. Jabito will be able to put up his expansion. However, there you go. I thought that was a feint. And looks like Zergling speed is now on the way for both players. Jabito's is way ahead though. He got his metabolic boost is over halfway done. And looks like we're gonna see the excitement of ZVZ pretty soon. And ooh, looks like we have a macro hatchery here from TanTanIX, deciding not to go for his expansion but just get the auxiliary larva production. But here comes 6 Zerglings now knocking on the door of Jabito. Gino does have 8, so Jabito is definitely at disadvantage if he does engage. However, now here comes an even count of Zerglings. It's gonna be 8 versus 8. Jabito now has the speed though. That'll give him a distinct advantage. However, one Zergling gets trapped in, but he's just gonna go for scouting. Very nice multitasking. But is he gonna be taken out by the queen? No, the queen decides to hit him once and go back for the larva. But the Zergling eventually gets taken out. Did Jabito spot the macro hatch? Yes, he did spot the macro hatchery, so he knows everything that he's up against, which is very vital here. So he will know that TanTanIX, though he has lesser economy, he'll have more production, just about the same production as Jabito, since it's 2 hatcheries versus 2. And here comes TanTanIX's speed Zerglings. However, Jabito's gonna spot this with the Overlord, so as you can see, if Jabito didn't know that those speedlings were there, he wouldn't have reacted right in time. He split it up, and oh no, here come Banelings. Banelings are trying to morph in right now. However, they get surrounded by the Zerglings. Will they be able to complete? No. Looks like one Baneling is gonna be able to complete. However, the other Banelings die in their cocoon. However, there's 6 more Banelings on the way. And here comes Jabito. Jabito now has basically stopped producing drones. TanTanIX has 4 roaches though. So it's like Jabito going for the Baneling route, and TanTanIX going for the roach route. What he could do is he can block the ramp with the roaches. The roaches are now just about to spawn. This may force Jabito to back off. TanTanIX he needs to block the ramp. Oh no, here come the banelings though. The banelings are going for the zerglings. It doesn't takes out about two zerglings right there, and it takes out four more zerglings, and there are more zerglings streaming in for Jabito. And wow, Jabito pushing up the ramp and breaking into the base of TanTanIX. However, there are 12 zerglings just about to spawn. And no, Jabito decides to pull off. He may warp these weak zerglings into more banelings. However, here come the zerglings for TanTanIX. There are 3 roaches as well to provide backup power. Backup fire. And looks like Jabito is gonna come out of that battle, that zergling battle, and he may decide to push back. He's warping in 2 more banelings. These banelings will scare the heck out of these zerglings. And looks like it's quiet for now. However, Jabito is grabbing an evolution chamber, spreading his creep just a little bit. Here comes TanTanIX. He's trying to scout with these zerglings. He does spot the banelings on the way, and I don't know. These banelings are just gonna stay there for now. But Jabito is gonna try and intercept these 4 zerglings. These 4 zerglings may be forced to just, scout, check out the base. He does spot the he will be able to spot the roach war, and he does see the evolution chamber. He does see the drone count, and looking at the drone counts, everything is relatively even. And here comes a huge swell of roaches now from TanTanIX. And these are a lot of roaches. However, the front is basically open, but there are only 2 zerglings here for Jabito. And there's a bunch of larvae here from TanTanIX, but I'm not sure why he isn't using the larva. I mean, these could be a friggin' ton of zerglings. It's like they have 6 banelings just chilling here for Jabito. TanTanIX though is aware of those banelings, so what he can do is basically block the ramp. Let's look at the unit count. The unit count. There are 16 roaches out for Gino, and wow, there are 31 zerglings for Jabito with 6 banelings. It's like a spine corner going up for TanTanIX or Gino. And I don't know what's gonna happen. Uh-oh! The zerglings are gonna be able to run by and go into the main of Gino. Bad decision there from Gino. Looks like the zerglings are gonna be able to take out the spine crawler, and the zerglings are now in the mineral line trying to snipe each queen. And I can't see what is happening. These health bars. There you go. The zerglings are basically tearing up the mineral line. A bunch of drones have fallen. 13 drones, 14 drones have now been killed. And the roaches have now just gotten back for Gino. There are a lot of roaches though. There are 19 roaches out for TanTanIX. Jabito only has 18 zerglings, so this is a very, very scary roach force. If Gino can push out right here, he could make something happen. However, he is afraid to leave his ramp wide open. What he could do is produce a bunch more queens and stack them up right here. But Jabito basically has map control. Gino doesn't want to move out of his base. He is way behind now in the drone count. Looking right there, he only has 10 drones to Jabito's 28 drones, and looks like Jabito now is moving into is producing. Wow, 20 zerglings are on the way, plus 2 attacks for melee is also up. Well, on the way, sorry. And TanTanIX needs to at least expand, but he doesn't have enough minerals to do so. He's trying to recover his drone count, and there are a lot of larvae here that are not going into use, so I'm not sure if this macro hatchery was a good idea to begin with. And Jabito now in commanding lead. He's now grabbing a spire, so moving up in the tech tree. These new lists will be able to seal the deal now for Jabito. Looks like we have the zerglings right here, basically to counter any attack that may come in from this backside. But I don't know. Jabito knows that the roaches are up here. They're not going anywhere. Jabito has total map control. He can expand at will. This one zergling trying to get as much scouting information as possible, but wow, the zergling decides to engage those 4 zerglings. I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna take this one queen. I'll try to take out as many overlords as possible. And let's look at the income tab. TanTanIX only has 15, now has 15 drones. However, that is not enough. Jabito is macroing, well, not really macroing a lot. Well, he is producing 4 drones, but he has enough for 5 or 6 mulisks. He'll be able to produce mulisks right away. Let's see what he decides to go for. He decides to go for a +1 attack. +2 melee is almost done for his ground. Now TanTanIX decides to grab an expansion. So he's trying to crawl back into this game, but Jabito is way ahead. Look at the supply discrepancy that'll slowly go up. Looks like we have 6 mulisks on the way. There is no anti-air for Gino. He has no evolution chamber. He will not be able to produce any spore crawler. So this looks very bad. Looks like we have a couple of banings here just for defense, and looks like here come the mulisks. 6 mulisks out for Jabito. Gino will be able to spot this once it crosses his overlord. And there go the mulisks flying across the map. Now he spots the mulisk, and Gino is gonna face bomb. He has no anti-air at all. He'll be forced to move out with his roaches. He'll be forced to go all in as well. And there you go. TanTanIX says, "Oh no, these mulisks are gonna seal the deal for Jabito." +1 is almost done. And here come the Zerglings now, just to add in, I don't know, insult to injury. Jabito giving a smile, and this looks like good game. And there you go, giving a smile, not even saying GG, but a friendly smile saying, "Hey, I lost." So that was game 2, and let's move on to the next set.